There came a moment when creation itself held its breath, when all the stars grew mute and the vast heavens waited. The Maker rose from his throne, no longer as Father of mercy, but as Judge of all he had formed. A voice thundered, no longer tender with grace, but heavy with eternal law, and I beheld a great white throne, before which earth and sky fled in terror. The dead, both mighty and forgotten, stood before the light, and the books were opened. The words once spoken through prophets were no longer distant promise. They had become living reality. The city glimmered with a cold stillness, the streets unmoving, as though the very pulse of existence had stopped to listen. Time began to unravel. Clocks trembled, reversing their hands. Sand climbed upward in glass. Winds turned upon themselves. Towers rebuilt from ash. Smoke slid back into shattered windows. The past rushed to meet the present, and history began to breathe backward, rewinding to its first heartbeat. Humanity, warned from the dawn of time, had forgotten the voice that once called it home. Ruins dissolved into dust, and the earth revealed its ancient form, pure, vast, unbroken beneath the gaze of the Almighty. And among men there walked one, silent and steadfast, Enoch, the one who walked with God, the first to hear the whisper of judgment before the world even knew its name. He spoke of the fire that purifies and the glory that returns, yet laughter answered him. Humanity, intoxicated by its own reflection, dismissed the warning. His tears fell upon soil destined to burn, and the echo of his cry became the thread through all generations. A voice in every age rose again. Noah built while the world danced. Moses ascended the mountain and returned with thunder in his hands. Isaiah saw the day of flame and light. Daniel beheld the Ancient of Days opening the book before the hosts of heaven. Each prophet a single note in the same unending song, the decree that cannot be silenced: judgment will come. Then, in the quiet divide between centuries, another voice rose, greater than all who came before. The Son of Man spoke, not as servant, but as king. The Father judges no one, but has entrusted all judgment to the Son. The heavens parted above his head, the cross was lifted high, the tomb broken open, and the crown placed upon the one who lives forever. He who was rejected will return, not in weakness, but in power, to judge the living and the dead. Yet mankind forgot again. The music of mercy was drowned beneath the drums of celebration. Nations feasted, empires flourished, prophets shouted in the streets unheard. The book was closed, and the clock of grace began to count its final seconds. Time surged forward once more, but the story neared its final breath. The universe grew silent again. No clocks, no days, no nights, only the vast stillness before eternity. Then a voice pierced the void, the same voice that once called to Lazarus, the voice of the Son of Man. Do not marvel at this, for the hour is coming in which all who are in the graves will hear his voice. John 5:28. Graves shuddered, stones split, dust awakened. From every century they rose, kings and beggars, soldiers and children, eyes blazing with the reflection of the heavens. And the sea gave up the dead who were in it, and death and Hades gave up the dead who were in them. Revelation 20:13. No depth could hide them, not the sea, nor the earth, nor the darkness of forgetfulness itself. The call of God pierced all boundaries. A rift opened in the blackness of space, and from it emerged the shadows of souls once lost, shapes gathering, faces long buried, returning to hear the final sentence. The ages unfolded, warriors in armor beside men in modern dress, slaves beside kings, all standing equal beneath the burning sky. Heaven bent low, the ground shimmered like molten glass, and eternity stood unveiled. Every heart trembled beneath the weight of its own story. No masks, no excuses, no escape. The sound of trumpets rolled like thunder. It was the day of reckoning. And I saw the dead, great and small, standing before the throne, and books were opened. Revelation 20:12, a name was called. A man stepped forward, once proud, now cornered by truth. The angel opened the book, its pages alive with fire. The words were not read, they were felt. His memory ignited before all creation. A glance he thought forgotten appeared again, a look of lust disguised as innocence, the secret kiss in a hotel far from his wife's eyes, every act written, every thought recorded. Beside him, another stood, a woman adorned in pride. The angel turned the pages. Vanity, scorn, cruel laughter. Her beauty, once worshipped, now mocked her. Before the mirror she had idolized herself. Now eternity reflected the truth. She tried to flee, but the hands of the angel were firm. Her cries echoed into the abyss she had chosen. Another man, clothed in wealth, approached with arrogance. Gold shimmered on his wrist, yet the angel pointed, every act engraved like iron. He saw himself in the streets of Paris ignoring a beggar's trembling hand. The poor man's face, preserved in time, stared back at him now. The wound of his indifference was recorded forever. The angel led him toward the edge of the abyss, and resistance turned to terror. One more stepped forward. A son who had cursed his mother, choosing pleasure over love, closing the Bible to chase empty lights. His life ended in a flash of metal and glass, but his judgment had only begun. Tears broke his arrogance as the angel spoke. "Remove him." Others followed, rulers, merchants, servants, one from centuries past who ruled a plantation and beat his slaves into the soil. The angel declared, "Your fate is sealed." The roar of the lake of fire consumed his final scream. Then the pages turned, and every hidden act rose to life. Shadows of the past materialized before the watching universe. Forgotten moments reappeared like living evidence. The book burned with unending fire, exposing all that was done in the dark. No word remained secret, no sin unspoken. Cries filled the air. The book of deeds closed with a sound like thunder rolling through infinity. Then came the final echo, the book of life shutting forever. Grace had ended. Judgment stood complete. And yet a voice, gentle, persistent, lingered even then. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call on him while he is near. Isaiah 55:6. Today is still a time of grace. Today is still a time of salvation. It does not matter what the past has carved upon your soul. The cross has already paid the price. The blood has already spoken your name. Forgiveness is still offered, but not forever. The door that stands open now will not remain so when the trumpet sounds again. Tomorrow is not promised. The time to turn is now. Call upon Jesus. Surrender your heart. Let him rewrite your story before the final silence returns. If these words stirred something in you, share them. Leave a mark for another soul. You may be the echo God uses to awaken someone still asleep before eternity dawns.